Hey guys, so I want to do a video about my kids in school. Drake, I no longer have preschool age children. None of them. They are both in school now. So Deacon started 3rd grade this year and Drake started kindergarten. Crazy. It's so crazy. And I love it. I know that sounds so bad, but I'm like, it's amazing. It's so awesome. He loves it. That's what makes it so awesome. Last year, so he missed the cutoff last year by 8 days because he's October 8th. The cutoff was September 30th. And it was a rough year because he was, especially come like New Year, he was so ready, like painfully ready for school. And that's when I started putting him in an all-day preschool, was because he was itching to go. So he did that preschool last year. Actually, it started out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He was doing the same preschool Deacon did, which was this great Montessori preschool. I loved it. It was like 2.5 hours a day. And then that just wasn't enough. Like, I wasn't getting work done. I was so tired. He wasn't getting enough. He was begging to go every day. He was sad to leave. It was painful. So I enrolled him in this incredible preschool. And he did that Tuesday and Thursday. And then the Montessori preschool closed because the main person went through a divorce and it was ugly, and I get it. So she closed. So then I switched his days to Monday, Wednesday, Friday at that preschool, the all-day one. Well, when I say all day, it was like 9 to 3. It was strictly a preschool. So we did that, and it still wasn't enough because like Tuesday and Thursday, he's like, Mom, why does Deacon get to go to school and I don't get to go to school? And I'm like, you know what, fine. The price difference once you hit the 3-day mark really wasn't that different to go to 5 days, so I switched him to 5 days. It was expensive, guys. It was so expensive last year. So this year, sending him off to kindergarten, it's like, oh, like amazing. Oh, it's so nice. When Deacon was in kindergarten, all-day kindergarten wasn't a thing. You had to pay a tuition for it. So this is a lot better. There's a grant or something right now for it, and it is perfect for him. It's just, and I know not for all kids, but for Drake, it's perfect. I mean, you guys hear him in the videos. He is just like he's a little spitfire who just does not tap out. So, yeah, he needs it. I need it. and yeah, he's doing really good. I messaged his teacher yesterday and I was like, hey, how's it going? You know, is he being good? How are things? And he pulled a fast one yesterday. This is classic Drake. He pulled a fast one yesterday and told his teacher that he wanted to be hot lunch and that I didn't pack him a lunch. Little stinker. So he got hot lunch and I was like, no, like you get to be hot lunch when, you know, you spend the week with Daddy while I'm gone. You know, it's just easier for everybody. Hot lunch. You get to do it. Like, it's so exciting. Little stinker butt. So the next time he does it, he owes them money. He's gonna have to pay it because he just can't be pulling fast ones. He totally got busted. And when I realized he got busted, it was kind of, I wish I was recording. So he when she tested him, they did like a kindergarten screening, and he was already past the halfway point for kindergarten, just as far as like knowledge. They tested up to that point, and he was look at this, I can't even say the word. He surpassed the midpoint expectations for the year. Does that make sense? So like what they expect them to learn like halfway through the year, he had already surpassed those. So she said she's gonna keep him in like some of the higher groups and things like that, just to try to keep him interested. I still think that it's definitely better to hold him back just a little bit kindergarten, because I feel like it's easier to keep him back then instead of pulling him back, you know, 2nd grade or later on, whereas, you know, you could bump him up if they needed to. So I'm going to just keep him right where he's at. He's not going anywhere. We're just going to stick with this track. Speaking of that, we are now in year-round school. So as far as lunch boxes go, our videos, our travel, all of that's going to be a little wonky because it's now year-round school, which I love. I love the idea of it. I think it's so, for me, it's easier with work. And I know that's not the case for very many parents, but for me personally, it's easier. It's also easier, I think, for travel and for being able to see family and traveling cheap. I'm taking Drake to Legoland for his birthday, and it is so cheap. I mean, so cheap. So, I'm really excited about that. And then, and just being able to save money like that in general. Also, I think the retention for the kids, especially like Deacon, who has a really hard time, like just the long haul. So I think this will definitely be better for him. My camera, I know it's about to die. Me being sad or anything, I had none of it. I had a little bit of like a realization, like, oh my goodness, like this is real. Like I no longer have, because I've seen like play date things that look really awesome that you do with your preschoolers, like come across my Facebook feed, like a rock painting party the other day. I'm like, that would have been so much fun, or that'd be so much fun. I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't have kids at home during the day. What? Now, I did talk a lot about possibly going back and doing like an office job when my kids... How funny. Here I am thinking my camera's gonna die and instead it gets full. So where it stands now, I don't think I'm gonna be actively looking. If something like amazing just so happens to fall into my lap, then yeah, you know, I'll definitely look into it. But where it stands now with like my marketing business and like LuLaRoe and everything else, like I'm good. So I'm content and I'm loving all of it. And I feel like I'm finally starting to like, just in these last 2 weeks, like get my brain unscrambled and good. So anyways, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions or anything else as far as any of that goes, just let me know. I figured I would share that with you guys. There were some questions that were answered, or yeah, there were some questions that were asked that I've answered. You know what? This is what happens when you wake up at 2 a.m. and you try to function the whole day. I'm gonna go drink more coffee now. I'm jet lag prevention. That's what I'm doing. So I woke up at 2 a.m. so that I can go to bed early and I can wake up at 2 a.m. again, so that when I get to England, I'm not tired. Just paying for it now. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.